Okay, we are live. I'm still hearing some music. Hold on. Okay, got a little feedback. I'm not sure if the volume. We are live. I'm still hearing some music. Okay, hold on. Okay, that might be me. Got a little feedback. I think that's I'm not sure if the volume. We are welcome live. Everyone to another episode of the Lancescurv show. We have Sister Hope Rice, Tisha Atwell, Faith Rice, feedback. Yours truly. We have some other guests. I'm not sure if the volume. Compelling story to talk about tonight. Another episode of the Lancescurv show. We have Sister Hope Rice, Tisha Atwell, Faith Rice, feedback. Yours truly. We have. I can't explain. I'm not sure if the volume. Compelling story to talk about tonight. Another episode of the Lancescurv show. We have Sister Hope Rice, Tisha Atwell, Chance Rogers. Welcome on in. I'm not sure. Everybody organized in story all about technology sometimes. Chance Rogers welcome on in here for a while. I'm not sure everybody organized in story all about technology sometimes. Chance Rogers welcome on in here. I'm not sure everybody organized in story all about sounds on good. Let me hear you, Hope. Now you're silent again. Yeah, I don't know if you have anybody else. Let me hear you, Hope. We're doing okay. Yeah, okay. We have not. It goes. There's still a lot of echo. Give me a sound check. We have some echo ahead of you. We're doing okay. Yeah. Chance Roberts. It goes. There's still a lot of echo. Give me a sound check. We have some echo ahead of you. We're doing okay. Chance Roberts. It goes. There's still a lot of echo. Give me a sound check. From you. Chance Roberts. It goes. The echo still in chat. Chance Rogers, carry headline. Sounds okay. Sister Hope, let me hear you.
Brother, I can hear.
Okay, Chance Rogers, carry headline. Sounds okay. Sister Hope, let me hear you.
Brother, I can hear.
Okay, Sister Hope, let me hear. There's a tremendous amount of echo. You don't hear it. You hear the feedback? Sister Hope. Let me hear. There's a tremendous amount.
I don't hear, but I can't make out what you're saying, Brother Lance.
Okay, let me go into my settings. Let me hear. There's a tremendous amount.
I don't hear, but I can't make out what you're saying, Brother Lance.
Okay. Well, you know what? If you can be heard, if I'm the only one echoing, I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to let you.
I don't hear, but I can't make out what you're saying, Brother Lance.
Okay. Well, you know what? If you can be heard, if I'm the only one echoing, I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to let you.
I don't hear, but I can't make out what you're saying, Brother Lance.
Okay. You know what? If you can be heard, I'm the only one echoing, I'm going to mute myself.
Or something.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'm the only one echoing, I'm going to mute myself.
Maybe we should start the live over.
Okay. You know what? I'm the only one echoing, I'm going to mute myself.
Maybe we should start the live over.
Hello?
Okay.
Wow.
This is
Maybe we should start the live over.
Yeah, we're live, but I don't know why we're having the feedback like this. Okay.
Wow.
This is okay, let me see something. We're live, but I don't know why we're having. Okay, here we have Hope again. Okay. You might have to. You're on twice, Hope.
Can you hear me?
Let me see. I can hear you. We're live, but I don't know why we have. Okay, here we have Hope again. You might have to. You're on twice, Hope.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I don't know why you went twice. I
want to know from the chat room how it sounds. Let me know how it sounds now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
It's
you.
still echoing.
I'm putting some things down. I want to know from the chat room how it sounds now. See, I'm hearing myself too. It's like a delayed thing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's still echoing.
I'm putting some things down. I want to know from the chat room how it sounds now. See, I'm hearing myself too. It's like a delayed thing.
Can you hear me?
This,
It's still echoing.
I have no answer for this. I have no clue. Let me see one thing. Let me just try some things here. How it sounds now. See, I'm hearing myself too. It's like a delayed thing. This, I have no answer for this. I have no clue. Let me see one thing. Let me just try some things here. How it sounds now. Okay. I'm hearing myself too. It's like a delayed thing. This, I have no answer. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let me hear me. One thing. We just try. You can hear me, but I guess I'm echoing. Okay. I'm hearing myself too. It's like a delayed thing. This, I have no answer. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You still echoing, Giant Game? You can hear me, but I guess I'm echoing. Wait. This, I have no answer. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I bet you. Okay, we're good to go. Stupid mistake. We're good. We're good.
Much better.
I just learned something. That's on me. I eat that. I'm sorry, y'all. I have a bunch of screens open, and the YouTube screen I had open, other than the program, the sound was up, and it was just going around and around. Sorry, y'all. Good. Let me let Sister Hope in. I was about to flip out.
Hopefully, Penny is still trying to get in, so hopefully she can join us, as she is a big source of what we're getting ready to share. Brother Lance, always, I greatly appreciate you. You always on time. And what we're going to be sharing tonight is a little bit of what's occurring with my twin sister, Holly Rice. I brought some family members on. This is my oldest sister, Tisha Atwell. This is my beautiful niece, Faith. Thanks you both for joining. They're going to aid me in telling a little bit about Holly. Again, as I mentioned before, we don't come from a family of monsters. We don't come from a background to where we're uneducated or just didn't have. Sometimes in people's life, they deal with things a little differently. Holly was going through a dark area in life, what kind of led her to her incarceration. We covered the story a couple years back with C19, and kind of did some exposing. I believe it was in Fort Worth, Texas, with the corpse and different things. So just kind of want to catch everyone up to speed as to what's occurring with Holly. The pardon, unfortunately, was denied. Tisha and myself had gotten a big concern few months back, approximately a little over 18 months back, to where Holly reaches out to the family. You know, we emails, phone calls, letters. It was a period of time to where we didn't hear from her. So we got very concerned. And with C19 going on, that was like a coy as to, well, it's going on. So if you don't hear from your loved one, but we just didn't want to sit on that. You know, Holly is very adamant about letting the family know what's going on. So it got brought forth that she attempted suicide. I know me, I know my family. That is something that we're not going to do. Okay. If we're going to take our lives, it's going to have to be something very, very, very serious behind us even making that decision. I'm not going to accept that my twin sister is suicidal, no way, shape, fashion, or form. So when I talk to her, she shares some things with me. So my twin and I are very close, and she's just not going to hold back. The things that she shared, it destroyed me. It hurt me. I wanted answers. So Tisha and I and Faith, we proceeded to question the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Well, my cousin Penny, it kind of began with her, us being the strong family that we are. We're going to have each other backs regardless of what walks of life we came from. We're going to have each other backs, wrong or right. We're not having the brutal attacks. So from what I understand, it started with Penny, and Holly and some others attempted to intervene. Well, my twin sister does live the alternative lifestyle, meaning She lives the lesbian. She identifies, I believe, as a man now. And the brutality that was placed on her is just unheard of. It's just demonic. It doesn't need to go unanswered. The individuals involved need to be held accountable. Not only accountable for what they did to Holly, but accountable for what they did to Penny and others. So I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna let Tisha, my sister, when I say we come from a family of entrepreneurs, my sister served in the U.S. Navy. Tisha, you may.
Okay, hello. So the instance that I like to talk about, and you said it started with Penny. There were girls who had an issue with Penny, and they went down and the hall and they went into her room and jumped her. So Holly saw what was going on and she went down just to break up whatever was going on with the girls. Holly didn't hit anybody, but Holly wound up going into um, the hole after the fight or what have you. So they know who went in the room, who started the fight, but obviously that didn't matter. They would look at the cameras and say, okay, you were down there, you're still in trouble. So Holly went into the hole for a bit. Uh, During that time, she was trying to get them to listen to her, and they just refused. So Holly, they were just telling her to mind her business and this and that and the other. So Holly was overwhelmed, and she did attempt to hurt herself with a sheet hanging from her bed. So they looked through the door and saw what was going on, and they ran in, and her hair was over her head because her head was hanging down. They took her and they slammed her down to the ground. Well, she was maced while she was still hanging, but then they took her and they uh, slammed her to the ground, and they managed to hit her head on the side of her ear on the toilet, and she still has a knot to this day, and that's been a long time ago since that occurred. They dragged her down the hall. Her, people could see her. Her pants were coming down. Her underwear was coming down and everything. One of the officers was slamming her head on the concrete. And another officer was like telling him, stopping him from doing that to her. And so she asked like a couple days later because they managed to be out in the yard. And the guy was like, "Well, I had to stop, one of the officers from slamming your head." And it's like he gave her the name of the person who was doing it to her or what have you. But it was just, and like I don't know if Penny was out there at the time, but she asked them also. I know I'm all over the place. She asked them, "Why did you treat me like that?" They said, "Well, how do you identify yourself?" Well, she identifies herself, like Hope said, as a man at this point, but still, you don't do people like that. It's like she was in a very vulnerable moment, and she wasn't doing anything to them. She was attempting to hurt herself. She didn't lash out at them. And like I
Right.
said, they slammed her head, they slammed her down or maced her, and she couldn't see anything. So she wasn't trying to buck at him or anything. And like I said, it just a total abuse right from the start when they came into her room. Instead of giving her the respect and the consideration and concern that a situation like that should get, they were like they just beat her. It was terrible.
Tisha,
Right.
I do
And
appreciate that. We did find that out months in. Faith and I was sending emails. Penny reached out to me first to let me actually know what was going on. Um, Again, this twin sister that I'm talking of, that picture that I sent you, Brother Lance, that is my twin sister on the back of her book in her entrepreneurship, trying to better herself even through her incarceration. So let's be clear that she overcame that dark space. Even what she did in the streets, she got herself into what's supposed to be prison to rehabilitate not only herself but others. And that's how she wind up writing the book that I sent you. Faith, if you want to share a little bit as far as what you know, and then we'll let Penny take on. Penny, thank you for joining us. And yes, we can see you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
Yes, we can hear you. I was concerned because I hadn't heard from Holly, and I hear from Holly all the time. Like, she emails, she calls. It was just concerning and alarming that I didn't hear from her. And then when I finally did get the email from her and get the information regarding what happened, it bothered me because even though, she has a past, even though she's committed a crime, I feel like she's served more than enough time for this crime. And then on top of that, for her to, I know my aunt is being strong. She's so strong, like, give you the shirt off her back. Like, she's just a good person. And for her to get to the point to have a mental breakdown to where she wanted to self-harm, I felt like the people inside of the institution should be able to handle situations better. Like, she's not trying to hurt anybody. She was self-harming herself. So I feel like the situation should have been handled differently. There was no reason to you know drag her, bust her head, like pull her dreads out. It was no reason to treat her just because she identifies as a male. There's no reason. Even if you do identify as a male, I don't think a man should be treated like that. And I feel like
Mhm.
there is a problem within our, we know that in the United States there's a problem within our justice system. So and what makes it hard is that I feel like they don't have a voice, or she doesn't have a voice, nobody to represent her. And it's like I said, the time that she served, I feel like it's more than enough. It's cruel and I feel unusual because there's people that have committed murders, committed far worse crimes, and they're out. And for her to still be there, it just, I don't know, it breaks my heart. And then for her to be treated the way she's being treated. To elaborate more on her writing a book, she's wrote a second book, and I have that second book in my, like, I have it and I need to type it up and get it prepared for her. But just to hear or read some of the stories that other inmates have gone through, especially during COVID, and
Mhm.
still going through now, it's disheartening. Like, it breaks my heart because they have nobody to speak up on their behalf. Like,
Faith,
Mhm.
if you don't mind, I don't have that book before me. You did send me a copy. Can you please get that book? This is my twin sister's book. For those of you that listen that would like to purchase a copy, it can be purchased on Amazon. Faith, if you can get that book, I'm going to allow you to read the back of that book, but I'm gonna get Penny in to say a little bit. That's my twin sister Holly. That's who had her hair pulled out. That's who was beat, still have a knot in her head. That's who, when we tried to reach out to the Federal Bureau of Prisons, wanted to pretty much say that they had high numbers of C-19, used that as an excuse to not really let us know what our family member was actually going through. Again, I heard from Penny, Faith and I, Tisha, we did send emails. The emails was delayed in coming back. And pretty much the excuse was be patient as the high numbers of C-19 is going on. So we're going to get ready and let Penny have the floor. Penny is an eyewitness. Penny is the individual that the incident started with. We're going to let her tell her story, and then we're going to come back. An individual that was another witness. She was pardoned today, released today, out of Waseca, Minnesota. Penny, if I'm incorrect, please correct me. She was released today. MSNBC, CNN News, and other big news broadcasters on the ground in honor and support of this lady's release. Her name is Michelle West. She does have my phone number. She does have Penny phone number. She will be contacting me to share with me inside details of what happened with Holly and Penny. And she's heading to come back because it's going to be continued. Penny, you may have the floor.
Okay, my name is Penny Coleman. I'm Holly's, and I'm all of these women on here, plus Holly. I'm their cousin. I was incarcerated in Waseca. Holly was there when I got there, and then she eventually left and went to another prison to do a program, and then she came back. We ended up being in Waseca around the same time again because I had gotten shipped already. and I brought myself back because it was my region. But anyway, we both worked at Unicor. So I'm a very blunt person. I'm very outspoken. I'm gonna curse a little bit. I might say shit people don't like, but I just really don't give a fuck. I'm just ready for my cousin to
Let
come
it flow. Let it flow.
because she's due. It's due for her. But anyway, they did a routine drug drop on Unicor in Waseca, Minnesota, federal prison. In the routine drug, they picked like maybe 15 people. They took them out. They drug tested them. They all dropped dirty. Well, several of the women that dropped dirty, I don't like them. So I used to cuss them out all the time, treat them bad in the factory. They didn't know what they was doing. We just stayed into it all the time because they were just so rude. They were drug addicts. So when they got the drop, they came down, they stormed my room. It had to be at least 10 or 15 of them. Stormed my room. My cousin wasn't there at the time. It's just me. And they said, well, we heard you told on us. Well, you guys don't know me, but I did like 13 years. I lost my mama when I was 4. I fought a lot as a young child. So I'm not really one to back down. So instead of just saying, no, I didn't tell on y'all, because they came so deep, I got intimidated. I said, well, if I did, what y'all gonna do? The fight broke out. They tried to fight me. They got beat up. Don't worry about it, cousins. It's okay. I beat up about 6 of them. One of them stabbed me right. You can't see it good, but she cut me with a seam ripper from Unicor here.
No, I'm not smiling because you got stabbed there. I'm smiling just in the way you said that. It's hard to wipe the smile off my face. So I'm not laughing at you.
Same.
So Holly came in the room and she's like, oh, she did not fight. First of all, I blame myself for this for her because she had been incarcerated for over 13 years and had never had one incident report.
No,
I want to go further. She had never even been arrested when she got this federal sentence. Her mother had been mistreated at a hospital. My family member, hold on. So all these women on here, Tisha, Hope, Holly, their mother passed away. Holly went into like some type of, she did things that she had never done before.
Right.
She had never committed a crime before. She had never been that child, that kid. She didn't come up like that. And then they sent her to federal prison for more years. I got 15 and I sold drugs for all my life. They gave me 15. I had 5 felonies when I got locked up and I got 15. She had never been arrested. And she got, 5 years more than me, y'all? What she get? 25? What she get? What is her complete?
She got 25, 30 years, right?
25. I should have got, but when you look at the way the federal system works, they gave me 15. And I was an armed career criminal. I had got caught with a pistol. I've been caught with so much drugs. I had 3 drug felonies. I had a couple assaults, a couple batteries. And they damn near gave a person that never been in trouble the same amount of time, as they would give someone that's always been in trouble.
Or that committed a murder or
yes.
something.
May I?
And nowhere near.
So, Penny, if you don't mind, Penny, I'm gonna just say this real quick. Examples was made because of who my family affiliated with. My mom died unjustly and we wanted answers. My mom had a faulty medical device put in. Holly was there every step of the way, residing with my mother up until her passing. We wanted answers. Okay, so if you purchase the book, you'll get kind of a better understanding as to why she kind of went into that dark place. With me saying that, we come from a very small town in Missouri called Charleston, Missouri. It has a very dark history and other surrounding areas. We got the Black Panthers and other organizations involved to kind of ask for transparency, ask for answers into what occurred with my mother. It was quite a few theories going around as to her passing, and we just wanted answers, and we wasn't getting the answers that we felt that we needed. So we rallied a protest, and I think they kind of held that a little bit over her head when they decided to prosecute her. She's never been in trouble before. anything Unjust that went on from Genesis 6 to the incident in West Virginia. She's been to Florida a couple times when a teacher wrote on the child's face. Holly always tried to enlighten the community, and they knew that she was being
Yeah,
watched
she
because of
definitely
the
did.
heat. Okay, I'm talking a female Marcus Garvey. I'm talking a
Yeah,
female Malcolm X, and
Yeah.
they did not like that.
right.
So,
Even with I remember, I think my senior year of high school, was it 2000, when Hurricane Katrina, Holly
yes,
got so many people together. We had fundraisers and like raised money, and we went down to Louisiana and gave away like food and just the experience. Like Holly was just, she's just a different type of soul. Like
yes.
Highly
she
motivated.
cares, and she just
Mhm.
did not, like, she does not deserve
Yes,
the
Tisha
time that
and I
she's
are out here, and we live where we live. We had some incidents, where we reside that was unjust, and Holly was here, boots on the ground. Okay,
right.
like they're watching that. And again, Brother Lynch, we have a lot of topics on injustice, and how we're trying to enlighten and awaken the people. Holly is one of those individuals that, unfortunately, not because of the crime, but because what's in her heart, what she's passionate about, the culture, the people,
Right.
examples are being made. So, Penny, I'm gonna let you finish up really quick. But when I had that conversation with my sister, we feel each other. I was in labor with my daughter
Mhm.
in the hospital, and she felt my pains. I didn't feel anything. I got epidural, but
Right.
she felt it. She went home from school sick from a belly ache. We feel each other. Talk to me, sis. I mean, what's going on? They're saying you tried to kill yourself. Let me tell you what the word she told me. They jumped on Penny, and it just wasn't inmates. The officers allowed it. She said, I'm not going to sit up there. She was like, I mean, I'm going to identify as a man, but I'll die. I'll kill myself before I allow one of them to take me out.
Yes.
Listen to what I just said. It's nothing about my twin sister that is suicidal.
No.
I understood what she stated, and I understood where she was coming from. But that's just what these cracker motherfuckers want. Oh, you want to try to kill yourself? Oh, you got to. No, it's not that I want to kill myself. I'm so sick of the injustices that's going on in the streets. Let's look at Sandra Bland. Let's look at George Floyd. That's out here in the streets. This is going on in the prison. Faith is concerned. Tisha's concerned. We come from a big family. We're all concerned. And we got to worry about C-19. And that's what you was running with. So
No.
even if she doesn't
Hey,
kill herself, one of you all do it, is documented that she's suicidal.
don't let the federal government make y'all believe that C-19 it was the problem. Them people locked us in them rooms. If you was in a federal prison that you was behind a door, when the C-19 hit, you was behind a door 24 hours a day. When they did decide to let us out to take a shower, you had to choose if you want to call your family or did you want to shower. So let's not even start with the C-19, but I want to get back to this particular day.
Yes.
So they took me to the shoe. They didn't take Holly. 16 days later, after the inmates that didn't like me saw that Holly didn't go, they went and lied and said, "Oh, Holly did this. She's not a violent person. First of all, she was a peacemaker. She just
Mhm.
wanted her cousin to be safe. So
Right.
she got me out the way, and the other women came in, and then the officer came. The officer never came downstairs to count time. Then they took me to the shoe. I was the only one went to the shoe. And wait, I skipped a step. The people that ran in my room were supposed to be doing overtime at work at Unicorn. They wasn't even supposed to be on the unit. So they was out of bounds. But they took me to the shoe. 16 days later, they brought my cousin down to the shoe and gave her a fighting shot. Her and my roommate. And neither one of them had done anything. So we down in the shoe. I was telling Holly everything gonna be all right. I felt so bad. I just felt so bad because I just felt like I just should have made the right choice and just told them no, I didn't do it. And then none of this would have happened. She never would have been down there. I'm her big cousin. I felt like I should have been protecting her, and it was the other way around. So she was talking to me through the door, and she was like, "Cuz, that shoe time, alone, it will mentally mess you up because you have nobody but yourself in that room and one other person. But what they did that offended me the most was it was a girl that came down, had been what they call it, Priya. It's when somebody done touched you. So she had said that one of the transgenders had touched her and down there, and she had these marks on her thighs from the handprints. And so they put her in the room with and she was suicidal. At this time, Holly was as well. So they put her in the room with Holly. And I said, well, I asked him, I said, why would you put her in the room with a transgender if she's saying that she has been touched by a transgender? They told me to mind my business. I said, well, my motherfucking business. That's my blood cousin. This ain't no shit we built in prison. This is my blood cousin. I want to know what you trying to play with her? So it just, but like they all said, Holly's one of them people. When you need a friend, you can find a friend in her. So she got that girl and she kept that girl mind right. And she, nurtured her and stayed with her. And the girl said that Holly was one of the best roommates she had ever had. And she's willing to, her name is Miranda. She said, whatever Holly needs me to do or tell what the people did to her, I will. So after they do that, they separate them. So Holly, I hear them, they said, Penny, your cousin, she hanging herself. So I'm screaming, Holly, I'm screaming through the, Holly. So the police, they running in. Now I'm thinking they finna help her. No. They maced her with the loop thing still around her neck. She has very long locks. They like past her booty at the time. So in her hair, she's hanging, so her hair. So they maced her hair too. So now all the mace is running. And it's down. It's all in her cracker, her butt, her coochie. She's screaming. Mr. Dollhoff is one of the men. He worked in R&D. He was on his way to retire. They were constantly trying to slam her. I'm in a room where I can see what they're doing. I just can't get out to help. And they're slamming her, trying to drop her. But Mr. Dollhoff has her like this. With his he's steady picking her up so they couldn't knock her down. And she's screaming. And the Captain Cook, he say his name, Captain Cook, it's spelled K-O-C-H, Captain Cock, bitch ass. He's a racist fucking cracker that treats us. He said, you got to train the niggas, he told one of the girls. One of the black girls walked up to him. He said, this how you train these niggas. It's called Waseca. That's what we call it, Waseca. But anyway, they took my cousin out and they put her in a cage where they put you at, to separate you. But they haven't given her anything to get this mace off her. And I can hear her hollering and screaming for help. Give me some water. Give me some, it's burning. I'm burning. And they're not doing anything. They just doing their rounds like it's everything okay. Everybody done went back to their posts. So a couple days later, they brought us out to the rec together. And I forget his name, but he was SIS. He was one of the young ones, a Hispanic guy. The one that was trying to slam her and that maced her. When he came out there, I asked him. I said, why would you do her like that? He said, well, she identifies as a man. I said, but she's a woman. It doesn't matter what she identifies as. You know that she is a female. Why would you treat her in that manner? And he looked at Holly and he apologized to her and admitted his wrong. The captain didn't do so much, didn't do that. He said he felt like he said you got what you deserved. And I said, so a person hanging from a bed, basically asking for somebody to help them. I'm going through something, y'all help me. And y'all thought the main thing y'all should do is slam her on the ground, hit her head on the side of the toilet. She's bleeding. She got mace everywhere. And she's not a man because it's in her coochie and her booty, not her damn penis. And y'all drag her with and everybody looking at her personal body because they're dragging her. You could see her butt and her breast was hanging out and it was horrifying. I didn't know I thought they might hurt her or something. Well, they end up shipping me. I know Holly was calling my Tisha and, hey, call up here, but They weren't trying to hear none of that. They wanted me gone for some reason. They didn't want me there. So they shipped me again. And they left. I ended up having to leave my little cousin there with that. And she's been having problems and issues with Waseca ever since. Waseca is it used to be the officers that used to be there were different. These new officers, just the judicial system, period. Just the federal government. You see, I had no teeth. They let my teeth fall out through in C-19. I was having issues because they had us going, and I had a beautiful smile, by the way. Beautiful teeth. Wasn't nothing wrong with my teeth. But they was feeding us certain type of food, and we were unable to buy hygienes or anything because C-19 was going on. They acted like we was bringing it in to them when they was bringing it in to us. I watched people die. I watched women die, y'all. Like, you be laying in the room with a woman, she go to sleep that night, wake up, the next day they take it out on a gurney, and she ain't never coming back. They made us spend $25 a week if they came. We never showered. You had to shower in the sink. It's a toilet in the sink in your room. Holly and them was in Waseca, so they had open bay. So all the sick people, they took down the wreck, and she said they made a makeshift shower where you could shower at the wreck with a water hose. Yeah, that's how they treated us, y'all. The food is that if you go look up, I left Tallahassee. I just recently came home. I haven't been home a year. I was in Tallahassee. When I left Tallahassee, if you go look up Tallahassee Federal Women's Correctional Facility, it'll tell you they did a surprise inspection there. There was molded eggs, food that had been expired for 16 years. They was feeding us this year. Well, not me, because like I said, we have a big family. Plus, I have 3 grown children, 2 that coach and strength train for the WNBA. So I never went to child. But the people that had to go to child, when you think about it, my friend girl, KK, worked in the kitchen. She said she cracked the egg and it was mold on the inside, y'all. And then they said, well, what you want us to do with this? Well, throw that one away. But cook the rest. The federal government is bullshit. I mean, I'm a United States citizen. They gave the Mexicans more, or the Hispanics, or the Latinos, or the Asian people. They treat them better because none of their teeth out. They good. They feed them good. They get the good. Even transgenders. I tell y'all this. Y'all know we live with men, real men. It's real men in the women prison with titties and penises living with us.
Just crazy.
Penises, real ones, yeah. And they live in us. The day I left, I was telling my cousin them, Hope and her friend guy. I said, do y'all know, Lance? I left, got up at 3:00 in the morning, and the man was in the windows with a robe on in the mirror singing, I'm a chick with a dick. I mean, he really had a dick.
Just everything is going, and it is just crazy. So
which further proves that this is not a place for Holly. Like, this is just not Holly.
So being that you stated that, Faith, we want answers as to what happened to those individuals that was involved. We want answers to the individuals as far as the federal correctional officers, what type of disciplinary action took place. Emails were sent. Of course, they're going to try to push things over and under the rug. Well, we're not accepting that. Her hair was pulled out. She has a knot on her head. She didn't go in there like that. And we want answers, okay? And it doesn't need to happen to anyone else. And so Holly is also owed some time. So if it's anyone that's a paralegal, criminal law, federal criminal law, please feel free to reach out to us. You can reach out to us by way of this platform. Lance have all my information. We're trying to get my sister home. We really are. I mean, it's unfortunately, yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm sorry, I'll be out in a second. It's unfortunately that the brutality is out in the streets. We see that every single day. But again, we have to wait and hear either from Penny or someone else. Holly has a few people in there that has my phone number in case something happens. And I appreciate that. I don't mind a call to let me know what's going on with her. But
She's
she
old
could
26
wind
months.
up dead and she didn't even kill herself. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they'll tell us because it's documented now that it's nothing about my sister that's suicidal. She's doing everything she can to do her time, strong will, focus on her book so that she can come home. But
Right.
she's
She's
old,
old
approximately what is it, Tisha? About 27 months.
26 months. She's old.
She's old,
We can
26
bring
months,
her to-
state of Illinois.
Right. They
And they're
they made
fighting
it
giving
some
her
type of
that.
deal.
I
Right. They made
called
some,
too, Tisha, and the lady said, "Oh well," I said, "It's due to her. I don't understand why you won't put it towards her sentence." And the lady told me I could put it on the front end or I could put it on the back end. That's not true. That's not true. If a sentence reduction is me, and I know this to be fact because I just got it. I just got the First Step Act. So they reduced my sentence by 3 years. When they reduced my sentence by 3 years, I was gone within the following week. It's called immediate release. She had,
Well, they owe her the 26 months, and for some reason they're trying to say that they've given it to her, but that's not true because the day that they made the deal, she was
It
supposed to
was
get out
June.
like June or August 2029.
yes,
And with those 26 months going, it'd be way less.
right.
But they're playing games like the attorney that set up the deal. She's not trying to do her part. She's putting it on the FBOP, and the FBOP is putting it on her. So it's like
What's
what
her
something needs to be
And I
done.
mean, let's talk about playing games and let's talk about someone that I mean, Penny, please forgive me for saying this. No pun intended, please. Let's really talk about it. So you have an individual that's never been in trouble, that's never ever been in trouble. Penny, my apologies. Okay. I know of two individuals. One that's up here on this podcast, Penny, unfortunately, made some bad choices, you know, in her life. I mean, understand, she lost her mother when she was 4. She was a product of her environment until she got around my family. My family, we helped her out the best way that we could, but she still chose to go the path that she did. I'm not going to per se call that individual's name, but let's talk about EC. You know who I'm talking about, Penny. Has a long, lengthy criminal history, reoccurring criminal acts.
We're going to be transparent.
You're out and she's out.
And her brother out.
And they denied Holly the First Step Act. Let's really talk about it. So has Holly really got that amount of time because of the act that she committed? Or did she get
Put her in? It's racism that the reason that she's still in there. They didn't have to give her that much time.
No.
The area, Missouri and Illinois, straight racist. And the prosecuting attorney, every chance he gets, oh, she's still a threat. Oh, she did this. She pushed that person, whatever. Just lies just to keep her locked up. She's a low minimum individual, as low as you can get as far as recidivism is concerned.
I mean, no pun intended. President Trump, motherfucker that's in office, the orange man that committed more crimes than she had, and he ain't locked up.
Even only ever had one incident report. I have to keep stressing that. Nobody, listen.
First offender, first time offender.
50,000 people in federal prison. In that many people, you probably could find 8 of them that was down as long as she was down and had never been in trouble. Not one incident report.
None.
Not one. She had never had out of bounds or insolence of staff, stealing, nothing. She was being the same person in prison as she was her whole life. She's not confrontational unless you make her be. She's not gonna steal. She's no thief. She's no killer. She's none of that. She's a well-grounded. You have to know her mother to understand what I'm talking about.
And I'm going to say this, and I know this for a fact. That's my twin sister. And it was the individuals that she was around that helped her get into that dark space that she was in. She was dealing with a Caucasoid. And I did not care for that Caucasoid. You know, I tried to respect that because that was her relationship. But that's what her and her family was on, and got my twin sister and others involved.
Yep.
And my twin sister was left holding the bag.
And she was just lonely down here, grieving her mama. And that's it. She was grieving.
I feel that Holly was in a situation, and that she, like the attorneys and the judges, we let them know, or try to let them know, that why can't she get a psych eval to see what was actually going on? That she was stressed, depressed about what was going on, and losing our mom. She spent the mom's last 52 or 54 days with mom, and then she goes home to take a shower and can't even make it back to the hospital, and then they calling her telling her that my mom is gone. I mean, she's just so stressful. That hurt
The
Holly.
lies.
That
And
hurt
look,
Holly.
let's talk about the complexion of mom, and how they thought mom was a Caucasian. And then when they realized that Holly was not the caretaker, and one of my aunts that's actually darker complected wasn't the caretakers, the treatment that my mother didn't get. Please, everybody that's on here listening, following, please get that book, and you will get a better understanding. But as I just sat here and told you factually, that's not my sister. She been to where Tisha and I stayed after my mom passed. We knew we was trying to be around here. We had to try to be each other's support. But she went back home, tried to attend school, got caught up with this criminal white woman and her family. I don't give no fuck. Her name was Lana Neal.
Lana,
That's what her and her family was on. Look at the auntie that had been, they called it hitting licks. They was hitting licks by way of Anna Lantu, Lana's aunt, where she worked by way of an insurance company.
Yep.
She gave them the licks to hit.
Yep.
And wind up getting caught in that ring.
She got caught.
Lana's the lifetime criminal. She got more charges on her than who initials I just called out, EC and Penny. But she's out free.
Yep. But that's what they do. That's what I told you in the beginning. I said she should have never got that amount of time. When you're looking at my background,
they take consideration of white folks and mental illness. They don't care about black people and mental
at
illness.
all.
But let's talk about this too. They doing clemencies right now. Now let me tell you, I got a homeboy on his way. Well, it's actually 3 of them on their way home. They gave him clemency. Corey Turner, Don Turner, and Antonio Turner. Now,
out of sight to Missouri.
Corey Turner was locked up already in the feds. They gave him 35 plus life this time for drugs. He was locked up for murder, I think, the first time. Now
murder. Listen to what she said. Murder.
He got out, and then me and him hustled. We was hustling together. They got popped off on a sting in Sikeston. They all the Turners got popped off. Well, he got 35 plus life. Well, Donald Trump, Biden just let him go, y'all. Him and all 3 of them. All 3 of them, they on their way home. Murder. They didn't give it to her.
And she's never, this is her first, I'm telling you all, an example was made. I am trying with everything in me to get my twin sister home. It scares the living shit out of me that is documented suicidal. I know she's not, but if she ever did, you all, she's going to go out of her fight and swing. And listen, she's not going to kill herself intentionally.
Nope.
But if that force is brought up on her, I know she's going to do everything she can. We got to get her home, y'all. We got to get her home.
We want the people in the situation. We want people to know that situation where she was beat by the police officers by the correction officers after, in the midst of her attempting to harm herself. It's like, we want some sort of justice. Like let her out. Just let her out because of the wrongdoing that they did to her.
Right. Listen, Tisha, cousin, the officer Kreisman, he came, because at first they had me and Holly next door to each other. It was a request of mine. One of the officers that had been working there for a lot of years that knew I wasn't a problem inmate. I've never been an inmate. I was a convict. I'm always here. Even my wrongdoings that I did, my heart is pure. If I can help you, I'm gonna help you. You know, I'm gonna help you before I hurt you, but I'm a lot. But if I have to hurt you, your ass is going down. That's for sure.
All right. Who at the prison do we need to call, Penny?
His name
Who
is.
at the? I need names, and I need the name of the facility.
If he's still there, because remember they shipped me. I left there
Mm-hmm.
22. I left in 2022. I was released in 2023. I mean 2024. Mr. Kreisman, Mr. Dollhoff, Miss Anderson, Miss we call her Miss F. Holly would know how to pronounce her name because we just
I have several of them. I'm actually currently at work. I have some things in my emails, but for those of you that's listening, for those of you that will please have a heart, let's call that prison and let's hold them accountable. And let's make sure those individuals that did this attack on my sister and my cousin be held accountable, that they're brought to justice. Let's actually get the real criminals prosecuted. Okay, we can agree to disagree, but you do not have to put your hands on me in a brutal manner to where you're detaching my hair from its follicle. You're leaving hematomas on my skull.
No, she actually had to have cream from that mace being down there. She had to have some cream from it being. And her hair was drenched with it.
And we have locks. We have locks, so that takes a lot of mace.
Yeah,
my twin sister locks is down past her bottom, so
she has like a doorknob behind one of her ears when they slammed her on the toilet, and it's still a knot that's there.
It'll never go away. It's a growth. I think when it
automatically came up and it's not going down.
You haven't had to feel it. I felt it. It's like it moves. It moves like if you rubbing it, it'll move with you. Like it'll move. It's not hard.
Another thing that's jacked up, the whole situation, they had the cameras of everything that happened. They refused to do a proper investigation. I was calling and writing who I need to write. They need to do an investigation. No, they could care less. And then I was trying to get them not to send you away because like you were the problem. You didn't go in their room and beat up yourself. They came in there and jumped you. And Holly was just trying to help.
You know what they told me about you, Tisha?
No.
Tell your family to stop calling up here. Guess what I said? I ain't finna tell her shit. She been in the service. Y'all ass about to go down. And then I looked at his ass. I said, I ain't even finna have her worried about me no more. Get away from my door. Priya! And I stopped him from coming to my motherfucking door because I didn't want to hear that shit.
They refused to investigate properly.
They refused to investigate because so much would be told and who's the actual real criminals.
Right.
You know, and it's so sad because you have individuals that's there. I've gotten phone calls that know the truth. Please don't, I just want you to know she's okay, but she's a good person and this and that. I'm talking actual individuals that work at that prison, but too afraid because the economy is so crazy and so chaotic, they reaching out to let me know she's okay. But please don't let anyone know that, I appreciate that. But it's so sad in the world that's so corrupt, all because you have to pay your rent or pay your car note. You can't do the right thing because you will be retaliated against. Let's actually sit and talk about the real damn criminals.
Yep, they retaliate. If you tell on them, they'll start writing you incident reports. Well,
you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something, and people may get mad as hell. I don't look at my sister as no criminal. I look at my twin sister as a hero. Although she was in that dark place, a hero. She hit these streets more than a lot of these men that need to be out here turning these young boys into men. Okay, I look at her as a hero. Because of the things that she did. She's been to Louisiana to help out with that Katrina incident. She's been to Virginia. She's been to Maryland. We've been to Baltimore. We've been so many places. Boots on the ground trying to make a difference, and she's still in the inside. But sometimes your voice.
She does that
in there. Rehabilitated. She's been rehabilitated, and that's what that's for you to be rehabilitated. She's not going back. It was a mistake in the first place. while
Right.
she's there. She's completed all kind of self-help, whatever they asked her to do, over 100 certificates that she had, bettering herself. And she's volunteering her time for the new people coming in, saying, hey, you have an out date, do the best that you can while you're in here. Don't get into the drugs. Don't do this. Don't do that. She has like they said, she'll give you the shirt off her back, and she has a big heart. And that's just not just her, it's our whole family. And we definitely got it from her mom.
Yes, most definitely. Got it from my mother. Sure did.
I said to understand the pack, you have to I grew. My mother got killed when I was 4 years old. So Tisha's mom, my Aunt Marcella, Tisha's mother's mother, helped bring me up along with their mother. So I grew up in Chicago, but I would come home for the summer. So I gotta say, all my tenderness that's in me comes from my auntie and them. Like they made me know what love was, and so my compassion goes out to the women in there in Waseca that don't have family like I had. Like I was never worried about what was going to happen to us back there, because the head of the households was on point with us, and they knew it. So they had to.
What's so crazy, Penny? Not trying to cut you off. I want Faye to read a little bit what's on the back of Holly's book. What's so crazy? I mean, just how we are. Like I said, we have big hearts. We love. When we see wrong, we don't want that to go on. Tish, you remember incident with you and I when a guy was beating on his wife? We just jumped into action. That's just who we are. We do not uphold anything wrong. So Penny was so worried because she felt bad. She didn't think I was going to talk to her. She thought the family. I'm like, no. I mean, we know how Holly is. And if that happened to you, if it was one of us, we would have done the same thing. She's coming out, transitioning back into society. And she is so worried about, is my family upset with her because of what happened and Holly stepped in? No, we love you and we appreciate you, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even have known the truth. So no, we're not mad at you, Penny. We love you, and we're going to support you as well.
I still get different. I have to be accountable for. I could have just said I didn't do it. At some point in life, I mean, I gotta stop being the bad guy. I just didn't like them bitches. I really didn't like them. I really just wanted, and I didn't take. Well, Holly wasn't even in the room when it first kicked off. So that's why I didn't take her into consideration, first of all. But when she came in the room, that's when I should have. I'm her big cousin.
Right.
I should have handled it differently. I didn't. I can't take it back. I blame myself, and I will forever blame myself for that. And she never. She loves me. I love her too.
All right. Any last words? Any last words that you would like to say, Penny?
I would like to reach out to any schools. I know there are a lot of schools that law schools that take on certain cases. I know that y'all look into the federal government cases and y'all find people that y'all want to help. Okay. With that being said, can y'all please look into Holly Rice? She's at Waseca, Minnesota prison, federal prison right now. Can y'all please consider looking into her? If there's any lawyers, if we have any activists or anybody that has any type of communication with the clemency board, or anybody that can do anything to help her. You don't have to listen to us. You could just check her rap sheet. Just get out.
And most definitely.
That's it. They just saying that because they love her, but the proof is in the pudding, baby. All you got to do is look her up. She been down, what, 16 years, 17 years? How long she been down?
I think
since
2020,
right? 2010, right? Was it 2010?
I've been down.
When Barack went in office.
He was down before me. I was
like, so before that.
08 is when I know they kicked the door in, when it all started.
So that's 2008.
I think she's been down 17.
Yes, because we made it to Barack's inauguration, so it was shortly afterwards. It was the March after Obama went into office. Yeah, because we made it to the inauguration.
You're looking at just check it out. Just Google her. Holly
Right. Right. Tisha, do you?
one case. She been locked up one time. She got one incident report, and I got it for her. It ain't even her fault. So she locked up. It ain't even her fault.
Well, cousin Penny, we do appreciate you and everything. We're going to most definitely follow up. Appreciate everyone that was here tonight sharing Holly's story. Tisha, do you have any last words? Anything that you would like, clarity on? Anything that you would like to ask the public?
I love you, Tisha.
I love you too, Ladybug. If there's anybody who's able to help, like this is a situation where, the area that we live in was just racist, and she got more time than she should have received. If there's anybody who can do anything, the family would appreciate your help. And don't forget you wanted Faith to read something off the back of the book.
Yes. I'm gonna let Faith close out. Brother Lance, I appreciate you. I'm going to most definitely be back. I always try to bring enlightenment. I always try to bring something, that's just going to wake us up. That's going to, keep us striving to get up and fight even harder. But for you to cover my family story in such a hurting aspect, I truly appreciate that. Faith,
I love your hope, and I love your whole family, and I see the beauty in each and every one of your family members and beyond.
Yes. So speaking of the entrepreneurs, my sister Tisha's retired Navy. She has a soon-to-be invention coming out. It's in the process of being patented. That's the entrepreneurness that she has. My niece Faith has her own nail salon, beauty salon. She just actually finished some classes to where she's actually taking it up another notch. I'm in the process of relocating from Florida. I'll let you know my relocation. I deal with companion palliative care and hospice. So I'll get the business cards out. I'll get the flyers out and let you know my location. Faith, you can go on and you can show the back of Holly's book. And if you don't mind giving the public just a little bit, and pretty soon the second book will be coming out. So if you can just close out with show and bring it up close so we can see.
Did you say
that's my twin sister Holly? And Faye, if you don't mind reading the back of that for us.
All right. I wanted to say something before.
Yes, please.
Like, just to talk about Holly. I appreciate everybody that's on the live, because Holly is the type of person, if she was able to be here and be on the live to represent somebody else that was in Waseca, she would be here to make change, because that's just the type of person that she was, that she is. She loved to make change, and she had your back just like she had Penny's back. And that's how I want. I don't know. I feel like she does not deserve to be there. And if when she gets out, because I want her out like ASAP. If there's anybody that can help to get her out, to review her case, just to help her get home. Like I just feel like she's needed. She's needed home. She doesn't. Waseca prison is not the place for her.
They've been contacted. Thank you, brother. Thank you for that. I'm sorry, Faye, I didn't mean to interrupt. It was a caption that had came up. Contact the Innocent Project. We are familiar with the Innocent Project. They've been contacted. Change.org, Can Do, and many others. So I don't want those organizations that's just want to do it for the camera whoreness or for the fame. I brought it to Brother Lance because I know it's going to be uncut, raw, unedited, straight like that, how it happened. Feel our pain, feel where we coming from. I don't want anything pacified. I want unconditional, honest people behind us in trying to get her home. Okay, I've worked with a lot of people on my sister's behalf. Their heart's not in it. Okay, if your heart's not in it, please don't reach out to us. If your heart's in it, you understand, you're compassionate for us, please reach out. But I'm gonna let you know, I'm very blunt, just like Penny mentioned earlier, she is too. We are hurting. We've been hurt. Okay, she's in there because of a dark place that she went to, and we're doing all we can to get her back here and keep her here. So please do not call us with the nonsense. If you are serious, reach out to us.
Free Holly Rice.
I'm sorry. Yes, free Holly Rice.
She got to come home so we can barbecue.
Yeah.
What you say?
She got to come home so we can barbecue back out on the beach again with the family.
Right.
Most definitely. And Brother Lance, you invited. All right, you can go on and finish up.
I'll be there. I'll eat up all the food, and we're gonna tell some jokes and have a good time. You know how crazy I am.
How it was in Orlando.
I just want to say I love your family. I love their spirit, and all of you are beautiful. And Penny, you're gonna get your teeth back, but just because they're gone, that doesn't mean you're not beautiful. I can see how fine you are.
You got to know it. It runs in the family. You 59. I'm 51 years old.
You, listen. You're a pretty young thing. I'm 62 in April, so you know what?
Yeah, all right. I'm 52 in June. You might have to get the
Pretty young thing, you.
I'm gonna get
Thank
my
you with that jawbone, dude. Let me stop. I'm sorry.
You know when you got those. No, I can't talk like that.
Look, I'm gonna hold this picture up, Hope.
I can't talk
Tell the
like
name of the book.
Patricia.
Tell the name of the book.
My purpose is my story.
And that's
And
our
that's
mom.
my grandmother.
My TT.
That's
Apples
our
on the tree.
mother, Johnny Mae, Faye. You can explain.
Yep, that's my grandmother.
My TT.
Holly, Hope, Tisha's mom. And the apple, these are her kids. Zeppelin, Tisha, Sonia, Holly, Hope, and Mark. And of course, this book was written by Holly. She has a second book that we're working on, but this one is a must. And Hope, you wanted me to read the back of
The
it.
back of it, just kind of give a little insight. So this is her first book. Faye's critiquing and doing so that the second book can come out. So understand, again, we're not a family of monsters. We're a family that's out here trying to join this journey of life and live the best way that we can. We all have shortcomings. No one's perfect. And I believe she's deserving of a second chance, and I feel she should have been home. But while she's in there, she's been rehabilitated, and she put her heart and soul in telling my family story by way of that book. Faye, just give them a little touch so they can understand what they'll be reading.
All right. It says it should have been a very special Mother's Day. At least that's what Holly has in mind for her mom. But her precious mother felt ill the day and displayed stroke-like symptoms. Greatly concerned about her mother's health and well-being, Holly dialed 911. From that moment on, cover-ups began to happen, lies began to be told, and bizarre things continued to happen at the hospital in which her mother was taken to, and life, as Holly knew it, would never be the same. So definitely Holly, her life changed after she lost her mom, my grandmother.
Our life
And there was
changed.
a lot of cover-ups with the hospital, a lot of unanswered questions. And it's unfortunate because we see it a lot in the healthcare industry with, us not getting the proper care. I mean, that's a whole nother,
Brother Lance. That's
Yeah.
how Brother Lance, if you don't mind, Faye, not trying to cut you, Brother Lance and I met. Brother Lance, if you don't mind, tell them how we met.
Yes, we met. Your father was being abused and violated in the hospital.
Yeah.
And
I'm crazy. It's unheard of. But did we not hear the lady that got pregnant in the facility? Did we not hear of people being slept with in these morgues? We're always labeled to be crazy because it's unheard of.
Yes.
But it's happening. That's
So
how Brother Lance and I met.
We connected, and I heard the urgency in your voice. So we got together that day. The same day I drove from Orlando to Daytona. We sat down and we documented everything, and we stayed on it. And I was there with you numerous times. And I take that personal, because this is the way you're supposed to use social media. Yeah, we have fun, we tell jokes and everything, but when it's time to do whatever we can do, if all I can make is potato salad and give it to you, that's what I'm going to do. If I have a platform, I'm going to do what I got to do for you. Yeah, I hear you, Penny. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we all got to come together and do what we have to do, and to meet your family and different family members. And even today, it makes me know that I still have a place in America. I still have family. You know, I have my children, but I don't have much family. I have a brother out there who's on crack. He's always been on for the longest time. So my parents are deceased. So my family comes this way. Yes, I have Mrs. Scurv and my children and stuff from my former marriage and stuff, but you've helped me to feel as though I'm not by myself. And I really thank you. I know I can call you anytime, and anytime you call me and your family members call me, even if they're not here and I don't even know them, they're connected to you, I got your back. And no matter what, I may be in Africa, but I'm just a short plane ride away. Like I said, anybody mess with you, I got you. And anytime you want to come out to Ghana, they got a big house out here with rooms that's so big in here, you need a low jack to find each other. And I mean that.
I just want to add one more thing, Lance.
It's appreciated.
Holly we missed this. Holly suffered 2 losses at the same time because as well her grandmother died. We lost both our matriarchs right back to back.
The 3rd and the 4th of July in 2000.
Her mother's mother passed out as well. So we had 2 of our matriarchs in one church at one time. You know, so it was a big hit for our family. And everybody took the hit differently. But Holly being strong-minded and trying to be strong for everybody else became weak for herself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mom died on the 3rd, grandma died on the 4th.
July.
Right, July.
The 3rd and the 4th. And like I said, she was so busy being strong for everybody else that she became weak for herself. And that's how that cracker was able to get up in her head and convince her that this was the right thing to do. To make we're gonna get them back by doing this. No. And then when the shit hit the fan, was the first person on the stand telling on my little cousin, trying to act like she was the ringleader. And that was not the case. And she got a lesser sentence. She got off for doing that. And she had been to the feds before.
She was screwing around with the attorney that was supposed to be trying to advise Holly, and that was a conflict of interest.
And she had been to the feds. She had been locked up before, and she didn't get Holly got the time. She had been to the feds before. So the federal government, it's a business, y'all. They don't care about us. Right. And we got to get her up out of there.
But I love you, Penny, and I love you, Fefe.
Love you too. I love you.
Love you guys.
Strong girl.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lance.
Brother Lance, we truly appreciate you. Do you have anything you need to say to close us out?
Thank you,
Mr.
Lance.
Is that, you know, it's also the spiritual element, and they're trying to make you pay for that. But you know, in nature and in the universe, everything is perfectly balanced. Water finds and seeks its own level. Everything always comes around. For all the pain that you all had to go through, trust me, you're going to be paid back over and above, because I know what you've been through, Sister Hope, and I know what the rest of your family has been through, and it's going to be all right. Me, I'm a soul survivor, and you have the blessing of family, and I know now I have the blessing of family extended also. And just meeting some of you, I love you all sincerely from the heart, not the superficial, stupid stuff. And Penny, we got to hang out when I come to America, because I know you crazy. You're going to be laughing.
I'm not that old Penny no more. I'm not the old Penny no more. No more drug selling, no more guns. I'm done. They ain't getting me no more, Lance.
Brother Lance. Brother Lance.
Thank you, Lance.
And Brother Lance, now you got a better understanding of, you know, we're gonna leave that alone. But I truly appreciate you. If like I said, Michelle West was released today, so we're going to give her the opportunity to get home, bond with her family, reconnect to society. But she should be giving me a call. We're going to be following up, hopefully in the next week or two, to get. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm getting in the car. We're going to be following up with her probably in the next week or two, to get her side of the story so that she can tell it from her perspective, and she's going to be taking it a little higher. But again, MSNBC, CNN was there. I just feel they're not going to tell my sister's story the way we're going to tell it. So that's why I brought it to Brother Lance. And Brother Lance, from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my twin sister's heart, we greatly appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Our family, thank you.
It's an honor. And when you're ready, Sister Hope, just call me. If I'm home, we'll go live within the hour, within 30 minutes. You know, I'm like a fireman, just like that. Whenever you're ready.
Somebody tell Penny she still have a beautiful smile. She does.
Baby.
I had it.
It'll make everybody smile.
Mm-hmm.
The feds gonna get it.
I
They're
like you,
about to
Penny.
let
I
my
like
shit
everybody. I love everybody here. But I'm just saying, Penny, you know, for you to go through what you went through also, and to still have that bubbly, you know what I mean?
Bubbly
Oh,
personality. Good
family.
heart.
Right.
ask Hope about me. She knows I'm crazy. I got a crazy side too.
What makes us
She's
stronger?
laughing away.
What doesn't kill us makes us stronger.
Right.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And that's one thing these devils can't take from us is our love for each other and the resilient spirit that we have. We won't be conquered. We might be temporarily detoured, but we're righteously still going to get to the destination we have to go through because we're strong. And that's something they can't take away from us. I know for me, Hope, and all of you all. So let's keep living life. And we're going to be in the trenches sometime in a war, but we can laugh in the trenches and love each other.
Right.
And then when that war come too, let's make sure we connect and join like they did on January 6th.
Who? I can hear you.
I said, and when that wartime come, let's make sure we connect and unite like they did on January 6th.
Gotta know it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta
That's
know
the
it.
mentality we need to be on. They can always come together. They keep us divided, separated, all of that. We need to start coming together
Black people not
and uniting just like them.
Black
That's right.
people not paying attention. They giving our men this medicine that's making our men grow breasts. They're feminizing our men and then trying to make all us think all our men are gay. Our men are not all gay. And take all that shit off the TV. I don't want my grandson watching that shit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Keep your sex life in your bedroom. And you don't see me
I
running
love-
around and talking
I
about how
love
many
Penny.
things I done sucked. Get that shit together. Where's the parental guidance?
Mm-hmm.
Going
Going out
out
the
the
window.
baby Tisha.
Going out the window. Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
I
Love
got
you.
grandbaby Tisha.
Y'all
Love
see
you,
his shirts?
Penny.
He 4.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. So how do we get the shirts?
Oh, it's on I'll give you the link right here. I'll put the link in the description area below. And I wrote a little article about everything in general without even knowing all of the facts. And it's in the bottom there. Matter of fact, let me drop the link in the chat room right now. And
Do
They
the proceeds go to Holly, or how does that work?
okay, I'm gonna drop it in the chat room right now.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. The link for the shirt is going to be coming in a second.
We love you, Holly. No, she won't hear this.
Yes, we do. Let's free Holly Rice. Let's work the free Holly Rice. Let's work.
Yes.
Call that prison.
I'll make one.
Let's hold them accountable. Let's let them know we don't want that to happen no more.
Right. No, I'm going to make one
Waseca.
for that. You know,
And
yeah.
Rice, WRICE.
WRICE.
Mm-hmm.
Not
I can
like
do
that.
the most notice. Look, from before we started the show, I put that together. You know, so I do that, but I'm not doing it as no profit for me. The company there, they supply the shirt, they take the shipping, they take the price, whatever. I'm supposed to put some on top to get a profit, but it may be $1 or $2. It's because to go through, or $1. You know what I mean? I'm not profit. So anybody?
I want me a shirt because I definitely survived Waseca.
I most definitely get you
one at a time. And you tell me what you want to make. I'll make it. I'll put the link and I'll show you behind the scenes how much it costs, everything, so you can see I'm not trying to railroad nobody.
We don't the railroad body.
Well, you know what I mean. I'm not trying to make
asking. I mean, I figured I don't think that I would like for Holly for it to make a profit for her as well. I think that's what it was meant. I don't think it was meant.
Yeah. Well, if there's a profit, we can make it where there's a profit, and I will give all the profit wherever you want me to give it. And you'll see what it is behind the scenes.
I mean, I can put up something for it for where she can get a profit. I would like to where she can.
Right. But I'm saying for me, I'm not trying to get over anybody. I mean, I do my own things where I can make a profit. But for this here and any other thing worthwhile, you tell me what you want to have on there. I'll set it up. I could make it like within 5 or 10 minutes, and then put it up. And a person use a Visa, the MasterCard, whatever, buy it. But you'll know what it is. And any profits that come through to me, I'll send it. And you'll see behind the scenes. I'll be very transparent with that. I'll make you see everything.
I think I think if it should be profit to when she come home, though. I don't think it should be anything
I think her screen is freezing up.
Me?
Yeah,
Yep,
we're
you're
freezing up.
Yeah,
You're
you're freezing.
Wow.
I
Lance, you're
I'm
frozen.
scared to refresh this. I don't want to cut anybody off.
I love y'all. Faye.
Love you
Okay.
all too.
To be a beautiful young lady.
Thank
She
you
is.
so much.
You
I
are
appreciate it.
lady looking like your grandma.
Yeah,
Thank you so
her
much.
and Tisha. I tell her all the time. Her and Tisha
So,
favorite moment.
I had to stop looking at Tisha.
She looks like grandma for real.
Yes.
She
Yes.
does.
I said
Yeah.
I can't keep looking at her. I love y'all.
All right. I
We
love
love
you
you
guys.
too, Penny.
I'm
We love
getting
you
off of
too,
here.
Penny.
So
Get
when
ready
you
to go.
I need to get off too. Brother Lance, thank you. Penny,
Thank
I'm
you,
going to
Brother
touch
Lance.
bases with you.
I can't wait
Yes.
to come to the U.S. so I can show you a good time.
I'm getting off.
Bye,
All
y'all.
right. Good night.
Bye.
Good night,
Good
Lance.
night. Thank you, Brother
Lance.
Lance.
Thank you,
So,
Lance.
yes.
Night, Faye.
We'll do
Night.
this again.
Good night.
All right, y'all. All
All
right.
right. All right. Good night.
Good night. Good night.